Hi crochet friends, welcome back, or if you're new here, I'm Mo, your crochet companion. Today we're continuing on our Mastering Crochet Joins series with some advanced and creative ways to join yarn in your projects. Pause for a joke. Why did the yarn join a creative club? It wanted to tie up loose ends in style. All right, so continuing on, I wanted to talk about that these are methods that go beyond the basics, helping you achieve invisible joins or creative transitions that add flair to your work. So let's dive into these three techniques. We're working on the Russian join, the invisible join, and the felted join. What you're gonna need? You're gonna need like either your project, some yarn. I'm actually just going to have this yarn right here. And well, you kind of sort of need your hook, but not really, not for today. And definitely you're gonna need some tapestry needles. The one technique, it is for wool and for like a natural fiber, in which I do not have either one. So because I'm allergic to wool, yay me, and I just don't happen to have any natural fiber. So I'm going to demonstrate how to do that today, but keep in mind that it's not going to work as well because I don't have the right style yarn. So just a pre-warning on that. So all right, so we're going to actually start with one of my favorites that I like to do when I absolutely do not want my yarns to come undone when I'm crocheting them. So it's called the Russian join. The Russian join is a seamless and strong way to connect your yarns, perfect for projects where you don't want any visible knots. So let's get down to it, and I'm going to show you how. I have chosen two different colored yarns so you can see how we do this. This is actually a pretty standard one that I use quite a bit because, like I said, it is kind of sort of invisible, and it is much sturdier when you are wanting to make sure that your yarns don't come apart. Okay, so what we're going to do, let me start with my pink right here. Let me get real close because this is kind of a tricky technique. But once you get it down, you will thank yourself for doing it. Got some fuzz going on here. So you're going to have your tapestry needle. You're going to get your yarn on your tapestry needle, and you're going to leave yourself a very tiny end. You don't want too long of an end, otherwise this is going to be a little bit trickier. So okay, so we're going to just go take our tapestry needle, and you're going to insert your needle right here in this yarn. You don't need to go too far down, just probably about the length of your yarn, your tapestry needle. We're just going to insert our needle anywhere in there and just kind of weave it through the length of the yarn. I like to just kind of poke it in at least a good 2 or 3 times just to get a nice base. Okay, do you see what I've done so far? Kind of weave through the yarn itself. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull that needle through just enough, and I want to make sure that I leave on the first end, or the first yarn, that I leave a loop at the end. Okay. So you see I still have my little loop there, okay? Now I'm going to go to my other yarn. I'm going to set that aside. I'm going to thread my needle with my other yarn. Well, maybe. I did use a little bit smaller yarn tapestry needle for this, just because I find when I use the ones that are a little bit more appropriate for this size that it just kind of looks messy and sloppy, and I don't like that. So I use a smaller one so I can get in between those threads of the yarn. All right, so now that I've got this threaded, we're going to take and we're going to insert into that loop that I created there. Okay, now I'm going to do the same thing once I've pulled that through that color. Now I'm going to do the same thing, make sure that I have a very little bit of yarn on my tail, go in the length of the needle, and we're just going to kind of weave that in just a little bit. Just enough where it's going to stick, but not too much where you're going to have a headache. So now that we've done that, we are going to pull our needle through all of that. And our yarn, of course. There we go. And then now that I've got it pulled through, I'm going to tighten it up. Okay, and we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Now it looks like I didn't quite weave it in enough on this side, so I'm going to do it a little bit more because we want that to kind of have a little bit more of a home. So I'm going to weave my needle in first, and then I'm going to thread my yarn. Okay, then we're going to pull that through just so that it has a little bit more security there. And kind of snug it up a little bit there. There we go. Then once you've done that, you're going to just snip the excess on both sides. Well, maybe. Just a little bit. And there you go, a nice, firm, secure joining. So now you don't have to worry about it coming apart during the course of your project. That's pretty cool, huh? Get myself all untangled there. All right, give me just a moment. I'm going to get set up for my next joining. Okay, all right, so the next one we're going to be working on is called the invisible join. The invisible join is perfect for finishing rounds or creating clean transitions in circular projects. So as you can see, I've already started a circular project here, and then we're going to complete a invisible join. So I've already snipped my thread. We're going to pull it through. Okay, so we're going to thread our needle first. Well, maybe. That's the problem with using a smaller needle, that sometimes you split your threads there. Okay, so now let me explain this a little bit. So first we're going to find our chain 2 that we completed at the beginning of the round. So there's the chain 2. We're going to skip that chain 2, and we're going to find our first V, which is right there. So we're going to insert our needle from front to back in that first V. We're going to pull it through. We don't want it to go too tight because we want it to match the same distance and width as the rest of it. So now that we've gone through that first V, now what we're going to do is we're going to go in the back loop in the last stitch. So this is your last stitch right here. So we're going to go into the back loop. We're going to pull our needle through there. And we're going to pull it just tight enough so you can see that it matches the width of the rest of your project. See how that works? And then you would just continue on and weave in your end from there. So that makes it look looks natural, right? So, and the reason why we skipped that first two is because as you can see, this creates its own little stitch, so you don't really need to be in that first one. So it's like its very own stitch there. All right, let's do that one more time. I'm going to take this out and we're going to demonstrate it one more time. Gonna weave in our end. Or, yeah, you know what I meant. Sometimes I say silly things and I don't know why I say it. We're going to skip those first chain twos, insert our hook or our needle into that V on the other side. So that's your first stitch basically, and then we're going to pull that around and we're going to insert our needle into that back loop only and pull that through and tighten it just enough where it looks the same distance and everything from the rest of your project. That's kind of cool, huh? All right, so as you can see, this join creates a smooth finish. This is perfect for like granny squares or any circular project. So anytime you get done, especially like I can never say that right. We'll just say stuffies. That's the best way for me to say it because I can never say that word amigurumi. Ugh, it's just a tongue. It's kind of like saying cinnamon for me. I don't know why, it's just crazy. But yeah, so this would be often used for stuffies so you can have a nice polished finish. All right, and we are going to go into the felted join. Give me just one moment. All right, so for the felted join, I don't have the exact kind of yarn that I need for this. So I'm just going to demonstrate it. It's not going to actually work with this yarn, but if you are working with a wool or a natural fiber, it is going to work. So I have a little bit of water here because I'm not really into the whole spit thing. So, but the felted join is also known as the spit splice. It is a fantastic option for wool or natural fiber yarns. So here's how we do it. As you can see, I've just got a small thing here. So we're just going to fray our ends. So that's what you would do, is you would fray your ends. Ugh, there we go. We got some snow going on. You would fray both of your ends here. And then you would overlap the frayed ends about an inch. So we would fray our ends, overlap our frayed ends by about an inch, just like that. And then moisten the overlap with a bit of water or traditionally spit, but we'll leave that up to you. So we're going to put just a little bit of water on there. Like I said, it's probably not going to work very well with this because it's not a wool or a natural fiber, but at least I can show you how to do it. So then we rub the overlapping briskly between our palms until the fiber binds together. So we're just going to do like this. Oh, it might work. Little heat there. Oh, hey, look at that. Well, nope, it didn't. I thought for a minute it was going to actually work with the wrong kind of material, but that's kind of the general idea. That's what it would look like if it was the right kind of yarn. So it would look like that and it would give you a seamless look. So this method opens up well, that doesn't make sense, but yeah, okay, so it actually creates a seamless and durable join, perfect for wool projects like scarves or sweaters. So that's obviously, that's why you use wool or natural fibers in those kind of garments. But that's what it would look like if I had the right yarn. But it's obviously it's not going to stay because it's not the right kind of yarn. So now that you know these advanced joining techniques, let's talk about where to use them. The Russian join is great for striped garments and lace work. Like I said, I use the Russian join quite a bit. The invisible join works wonders in granny squares, doilies, or amigurumi. Did I say it right? Amigurumi. Oh, I think I actually said it right. Or stuffies, whichever you want to call them. The felted join is a must-try for natural fiber projects like cozy blankets or winter wear. These methods open up endless possibilities for creative and polished crochet projects. Look at me, I'm still playing with it, trying to get it to work. All right, well that's it for today. You've just learned 3 new ways to join yarn: the Russian join, the invisible join, and the felted join. Which one are you gonna try first? Let me know in the comments. Personally, I'm gonna be doing the Russian join. I might actually start doing some more practicing of the invisible one. I've never really used that one that much because I just don't take the time to get my needle out. But I have used it before, but just not very often. So, all right. So in the next video, we're actually going to take and use these joins a little bit in our next project. I'm actually going to be working in the yarn, or working in the round, so I'm going to use it to join the ending row. And we're going to make something pretty and functional. So that'll be fun. Make sure that you subscribe and hit the notification bell. Give me a thumbs up while you're at it so you don't miss it. And I love seeing your guys' comments, so make sure you give me a comment. Let me know what I'm doing right. Let me know what I'm doing wrong. Either way, I don't care. I just like seeing those comments, and I love interacting with you guys. It really helps me stay motivated to create for you. Until next time, happy crocheting!